What up, y'all? This is James Hancock here. I'm back to continue my Resident Evil 4 walkthrough, and I have to apologize. This recording is going to be the only one where the audio is not live commentary over the video, because retard that I am, I fucking I started doing the recording, and I thought I had pressed to record on my Zoom recorder. Because what I do is I record separately. I record the video on my computer through a game capture thing, and I record my audio through a Sony Zoom, and then I just put the two together. I thought I'd pressed the button, and I hadn't. So, and I'm pretty bummed because there was a lot of swearing and getting pissed, and just overall, just I don't know. It was if you think my videos are entertaining, it was one of the entertaining ones, but now we're going to have to do commentary after the fact. It's just not going to be the same, because part of the fun of a survival horror game is the reaction to fear. And there's no fear after the fact. But I can definitely explain what's going on and maybe ramble about some other topics. But yeah, I'm very, very bummed. If you hear me sounding a little, low in spirit and down in enthusiasm, it's just because I wanted the entire walkthrough to be fresh reactions. Also, there's a point in the video where I don't know, is it a good idea to fast forward through some of that crap? I don't know. Well, anyway, I'm already recording now, so it's too late now. So anyway, this guy, there's a boss in here who's got very, very strange mechanics. Before he comes down, periodically he will reach through the ceiling and try and strike you. And you have to dodge either with X and A, or you have to dodge with RT and LT. And he's going to strike repeatedly, and it sucks. But he's got to dodge it. Once he comes down, he will still do those attacks, but periodically he'll also engage you in melee. So what you have to do is use those little canisters you see in the corners. You knock them over and freeze them and slow them down, and then you're able to blast them. So just remember where they all are, because there's, I think, 3 or 4, and there's 4 total, and they are essential to victory. You got to get him with at least 3 if you're going to have a good chance of getting his ass down. And I highly recommend you get him down, because if you get him down, you get a piece of the crown, and the crown, when fully assembled, is really, really valuable. But yeah, it's funny, on my scouting ahead account, I did a lot better on this guy than I do on this one. You're gonna see me get fucked up, because one thing he can do like that, the standalone dodge like that is no problem. Just RT and LT, and you just dodge and get out of the way. But sometimes he'll do a couple in a row, and that's where he nails me, because at that point I'm already kind of thinking ahead and trying to run. And it's just not a good idea to get complacent when fighting this guy. He is a total son of a bitch. Definitely one of the most challenging bosses in the game, without question. That's me accidentally pressing start instead of hitting the right dodge, but I did get the dodge off, which is nice. There's some loot in here. Here's the thing. When you turn on the power in this room, you're trapped in here for 4 minutes with them, whether you like it or not. At least I think it's 4 minutes. So definitely don't freeze them too early if you can avoid it. But you gotta want to use that square to kind of keep them away from you. Also, it's weird when you're fighting them. Sometimes they'll just do a traditional melee attack, and sometimes they'll do the special attacks that you can dodge. But it's hard to know in advance, so don't get too close to him, because he will just beat you to death. So that's the canister in here we can use for hurting him. And once we touch this door, that is what triggers them and gets them going. Yeah, I recommend shotgun, magnum, grenades, rocket launcher, anything that's insanely powerful. And yeah, you freeze them, hit them in the face, and just cross your fingers. So here starts the countdown. Look at him. He is so mean and nasty looking. He looks like one of those guys with the robes, but he took his robes off and got naked. Yeah, see, there's a traditional melee attack which you can dodge, but sometimes it's just a straight-up melee attack. You also have to make sure that he is close to you when you drop these things, because sometimes he will jump up in the ceiling just to be a total fucker. And if he's in the ceiling when you drop it, it will not affect him. And it only lasts for a couple seconds, so you want to definitely use it to your advantage while you can. This is me screwing up and running back to the door way too early, because it's still stuck, and I have no way to kind of like keep him at bay, so I'm just gonna have to eat a few shots. Man, I hate to beat a dead horse, but I'm so bummed I did not record my live reactions. It's just not the same. Doing, like, when I did my Dark Souls walkthrough, at least then I can talk about, like, the maps and the design And whoa, that's me not dodging, being dumb. But it's just not as fun doing a post commentary on Resident Evil 4 because it's just not that kind of game. This is a survival horror game, and so it's all about the reactions. But I didn't want to have no audio because that would just be even stranger. That's like people who kiss somebody with their eyes open. It's just super creeper. People who post videos without any commentary of any kind, I do not get it. This is me just making up my mind about what weapon I want to use. Definitely going to go Magnum. Now I just got to go up and start freezing him again. Oop. See, that was 2 in a row. He totally tagged me. That just fucking sucks. But he's down now. I'm trying to think of what he reminds me of. You know, I can hear him coming, so you knock that sucker over and freezes him in place, and then you just really want to start choosing your shots. But don't choose too many shots because the goal is just to do as much damage as you can while he's fragile and slow moving. One thing I don't know is whether or not he takes the same amount of damage when he's frozen or not frozen. I mean, if you waste your canisters, you'll have no choice but to shoot him when he's not frozen, as you'll see in a couple minutes, because I fuck up dropping one of the canisters. Okay, so he just jumped up in the ceiling. I didn't notice. I thought it was right on my ass, so I knocked the thing over. The motherfucker is nowhere to be found, and so I waste that one. So I was hoping if I just stood there, he would drop down in, but I don't think he will drop down in. That's me pressing the wrong buttons again, panicking, but at least I dodged it. But he's going to tag the hell out of me pretty soon. But yeah, now he's not freezing because he's just been down too long. And he's just stabbing me. Yeah, I did not fight this guy to the best of my ability at all. And I'm down to... Like, I don't want to reload this gun while he's around. He would just shred me. So I'm down to my last bullet there. Even though I've got 5 more that I can put in there. Shotgun's pretty good. I mean, shotgun, this new shotgun's not fully upgraded yet. But it's still, you don't have to aim very carefully, and it packs a wallop. So the canister is right there behind me. Wait for him to come in. Of course, he's going to stab me through the ceiling if he jumps first. Motherfucker! Knocking it over. Yeah, it's just not as fun to cuss at these guys when I'm not actually fighting them. When I'm fighting them, then I'm just like, you bitch, fuck off, suck my dick, blah, blah, blah. And like, I feel like I'm actually talking to someone. But then when you watch after the fact, you realize how ridiculous you are because you're fighting, you know, I don't know if they're simulacrums or whatever you want to call them, but they're virtual characters. It makes 0 sense to waste any energy getting upset at them. Burn, baby, burn. What else am I going to do? Bust out the TMP. Yeah. Yep. God damn, look how much ammunition I am wasting on this guy. But now he's dead. Yeah, it took like 80 bullets there. It's crazy. But Crown Jewel's huge. And if you are an achievement buff, you will get an achievement for killing him. There is a... It's one of the only achievements in the game is fighting. I guess what you can do is when you can just maybe just run out of here and take the elevator out. But I don't know if you can take the elevator without killing him or not, but maybe you can. I always fight him because I'm a bad motherfucker. What am I doing? I think I'm just looking at my ammo and seeing if there's anything that can be like capacity that can be increased. So that's the end of that chapter. But what I do is I play ahead of it. The next chapter is real long, and so I just figure why not play a bit of that just so you have a proper 30-minute video. 30 minutes is usually kind of my sweet spot with my videos. They take a couple hours to upload to YouTube depending upon my connectivity speed. And yeah, here's a little cinematic action. This is the introduction of one of the main bosses of the game. He's real powerful. I would argue he is the toughest boss in the game by far. He's real fast. That's what makes him dangerous. And he loves to engage in melee. And you definitely want to save a rocket launcher for fighting this guy. And if you miss him with the rocket launcher, just reset. Anyway, that's the end of chapter 1, like 4.1, like I said. But I'm gonna play ahead a bit because that video would be too short. I wish I'd stopped the video here though, because then I would have noticed I wasn't recording anymore. But goddamn, that is so lame. Because there's a huge encounter later on where I was getting really, really frustrated and kept starting it over and over and over and over again. And It just bums me you won't be able to hear my caterwauling and pissing and moaning while all that was taking place. Once again, OCD, compulsive saving. Or I'm not saving here. I guess I was going to wait until save until after I bought some loot. More quest info that I will never read. If you want to read it and be a completionist, be my guest. Don't forget to smash the barrels. Some decent stuff, possibly. And now it's time to jack up my weapons.
Welcome.
So what else can I talk about while I do some shopping? About to go see Magnificent Seven here in like an hour. The remake by Anton Fuqua. It's one of those situations where you have a remake of a remake, because obviously the Magnificent Seven from 59 or 60, whenever it came out, that was a remake of the Japanese film Seven Samurai. So you got Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai, then you got John Sturgis's Magnificent Seven, and now you got Anton Fuqua's Magnificent Seven. And who knows, in the last 50 years or 56 years, there might have been yet another remake in between. I think there was a return of the Magnificent Seven at one point, which I never saw. But I'm looking forward to doing a compare and contrast video later tonight of the two Mag 7s. Mag 7 is the industry terminology for discussing it in an abbreviated fashion. I have two friends who work at Sony, so they constantly refer to it as Mag 7, so they can sound cool. And bam. Just bought some shotgun ammo, which is awesome because that shotgun was totally empty. So the best time to buy ammo basically just gave me 14 free rounds of shotgun ammo, which is awesome. That is how the game is won and lost. And I don't think I can buy any more capacity for this sucker, so I might as well just keep it loaded. Maybe in later chapters I'll have the option for increasing its capacity, but for now I do not have that option. So, moving on. Goddamn, we're only 12 minutes into this fucking video. Got 23 minutes to go. What the hell do I do for the next 23 minutes? God damn it. I'm so annoyed with myself. Yeah, I guess there's some games that are just fun to watch in terms of the expert gameplay. But I don't think that Resident Evil 4 is one of those games. I think any horror game, you're going to want to get the live responses. And I know it's like the 10th time I've brought that up, but I just can't help it. It is fresh on my brain. So this first part is actually relatively easy. There's a couple guys with dynamite, but they're just not that many bad guys. For whatever reason, they take us back to these kind of easy Spanish dudes. I kind of miss the guys in robes, but we're back to, you know, crazy villagers with pitchforks and torches and that sort of thing, which is totally fine. I feel more kind of horror-oriented instead of medieval-oriented. So we're kind of getting back into modern stuff because, you know, for a while in that giant castle, everything had a distinctly medieval flavor. Damn, I am fucking yawning. I apologize. That is my post-workout fatigue kicking in. I went to the gym earlier, and it's hot as shit outside. I rode a bike home, so I'm still kind of like sweaty and gross from doing that, even though I did shower up. None of this crap which you're interested in, but it's just explaining why all of a sudden I'm getting a slight crashing, sinking sensation. So this is kind of dangerous what I'm doing, backing into this area, but I like it because it creates a little choke point and kind of gets everybody together. The only danger of it is that there are some guys with dynamite, and you don't want to be trapped in here when they're throwing dynamite at you. But it does make it easier to not miss, because when they're all grouped up like that, if you miss one, maybe you'll hit another. Whoa, don't you dare throw fucking axes at me, you motherfucker. But yeah, I'm doing pretty well just using my handgun ammo. I mean, if you have the option of wasting your handgun ammo, go ahead and do it, because you're almost never going to use your handgun on a boss. So go ahead and use it as often as possible. That guy's got dynamite. Booyah! Yeah, now be careful, because when I was playing through on my test build, I made the mistake of shooting a guy at point blank range who had dynamite, and it took me from full health down to almost no health. And I would have preferred it for him just to kill me, because if he kills me, then at least I get to get all that health back and not make that mistake. But instead I had to waste all my heals off a stupid mistake, which is what I don't like. This is one of those puzzles that's masquerading as a puzzle, but it's really not a puzzle. You just gotta keep lowering this thing by punching levers in the room so you can get the dynamite and remove the boulder. And but it's not complicated. So, woo, that motherfucker just about tagged me from behind, but I can't believe he was right on my ass and he fucking missed me. So that lever to the top left that we pulled to give more power to the thing to bring that little cart down, there are people who drop down on you, one of whom has dynamite. So this guy has dynamite, but there is one more person with dynamite you gotta be aware of. So just don't shoot them at point blank range because they will blow up in your face. More handgun ammo. TMP. Oh, he's dead. TMP from a distance when you shoot someone in the face. It literally is like a mosquito bite, but it is fun to watch him kind of go, oh, and kind of, you know, react in pain and horror. Yeah, this game definitely brings out your sick, twisted side. You start to enjoy other people's pain and misery and discomfort. But it is, for me, I find it strangely cathartic. You know, a lot of people are always talking about, like, does playing violent video games make you a bad person, make you, you know, do bad things, blah, blah, blah. I do not agree. I think playing crazy violent games like this is strangely relaxing because when you're done with a game, you know, whatever, a gaming session, you feel super chill and you get a lot of aggression out. So I think anyone with anger problems should play even more video games. That is my amateur, uninformed opinion. Probably just because I like video games. If I didn't like playing video games, I might be more inclined to judge them harshly. But I think video games are fucking awesome. I've always thought they were awesome. From the time I remember, one of my earliest memories is walking into a Chuck E. Cheese as a little kid. This is in the 80s, so like the heyday of the stand-up arcade boom, and just seeing this dark room with neon lights with just like 50, well, at the time it seemed like hundreds, but it was probably like 50 or 60 stand-up arcade consoles, and this was like the original Punch-Out and, like, you know, it's all your kind of like early to mid-80s classics you can think of. And I remember just looking in there, and all the kids kind of seemed like old and kind of scary because they're all like laughing and screaming and talking shit and that sort of thing. But finally I got a few quarters and went in there and just got my fucking ass kicked for a while because people forget early 80s stand-up arcade games were incredibly hard. The goal is to have you push as many quarters in there as humanly possible. When you're a little kid, you just got gush-mushed, but it was fun. And then shortly after that, we got a ColecoVision. And if you don't know what a ColecoVision is, check Wikipedia, but it was a really, really early gaming console. It had like Donkey Kong Jr. and a couple things on it, and we just loved it. But I don't even know what the hell ever happened to that thing, because it took us like 4 years before we upgraded to an NES. We're in like 87 during the NES boom. All right, this guy with the chainsaw, obviously, he's dangerous, but they're nowhere near as dangerous as they were early on in the game. Oh, you fucking asshole, threw a goddamn axe. But early on in the game, it was a pretty big challenge getting these guys down who have the chainsaw and the bags on their head. I mean, that very first zone, if you remember, it was a giant pain in the ass. But now, I just have so much firepower now and so many options that I can just lay waste to them. That grenade took most care of... I can't speak. The grenade took care of most of the bad guys. But yeah, this new shotgun hits like a fucking truck. 10,000 pesetas, mine. Muy bien, or yeah, it's muy bien, very well, or mucho bueno, muy bueno. I don't know. My knowledge of Spanish is lacking. I would assume it's muy bien, very well. So yeah. Bring this thing down the rest of the way, grab the dynamite, blow up the boulder, and take those guys out, and then you've got a very, very interesting encounter, and you're gonna watch me fuck it up a couple times before I finally get it right. So hold on to your butts. Okay, it's crazy. It's 2016. I've been playing video games now for like 33 or 34 fucking years. I mean, it's just crazy how long I've been playing, and the evolution of games in that time has just been awe-inspiring. I mean, from the time I was playing those stand-up arcade games to the time I was playing World of Warcraft. I mean, I played World of Warcraft pretty hardcore from like 2009 to like 2014, off and on, like hardcore rating and everything, and just never in my wildest imagination at the time did I imagine like just how much I mean, what kind of networked gaming possibilities we would have at our fingertips. Now, because of my podcast and animation endeavors and that sort of thing, it's not realistic to play networked games on a regular schedule like World of Warcraft, but I do miss those days. But good, fun, hardcore solo experiences are, you know, a close second. All right, so you're going to see me try and fail repeatedly to do this room a certain way. I don't even know if it's possible to do what I'm trying to do, but basically 2 giants come out. And they're the kind of giants that you shoot, the tentacles come out of the back, you hop on the back, you stab the tentacle, and then you rinse, repeat, all that sort of thing. But what I try and do is there's a trap where you open up the floor. I try to make 2 fall through at the same time. And because of the way the cinematic works and the way they operate, I'm convinced it's not possible because I try like every which way that I can think of moving around to get them to line up on the trap at the same time. And it just doesn't work. But watch and see. This is, for the 12th time, the reason why I'm so bummed not to have the live commentary, because I was just spazzing while trying to figure this out. So yeah, so that's, you operate that, it opens up, guy falls in, boom, boom, boom. And then you have the option of fighting them. You do damage, the thing comes out. And you've got a few options, because you can stay on the opposite side of the lava, which helps keep their distance from you. And you can climb up here, wait for them to get close, and then ride this little like thing down to create some distance. You have some more time to shoot them. And they will shake that thing until you fall off. So you drop down. But this thing you cannot use twice. I did not know that. So it takes me a couple times to realize that once you use it once, the trap is done. It will eventually close on its own, but you cannot open it back up and kill a guy. Yeah, my rifle. I need to invest some money into the rifle, because the rifle in this fight did jack shit for damage. Although I don't even know if the rifle's supposed to do that much damage. I guess the real advantage of the rifle is that you got huge range and awesome accuracy with the scope. I used to be such a big fan of it until I realized that I was losing ammo. Sorry. See, now the thing is open again, or closed again, but you cannot use it a second time. So, boom, he charged me. That's when you do RT and LT to dodge. I didn't even know that was an option on one of his abilities for attacking. So I'm going to try fighting him a little longer, then you'll see me get frustrated, and then you'll see me just try again and again and again to get him to go through at the same time. And I apologize for my stubbornness, but I just really wanted to try to drop him in, because it takes so much ammo to get these fuckers down, especially now because they're kind of jacked up and more powerful. Yeah, so I started shooting him, and the thing won't come out, and so I started getting annoyed that I was going to have to use so much ammo to just get through the damn fight. You cannot run through their legs. It looks like you can, but you cannot. And they like stomp on you. I thought I was dead there, but I'm not. And that's when I just started getting pissed. And I realized, you know what? I've lost a lot of health. I've lost a lot of ammo. Let's just try this again. Because you start at the beginning of the room, which makes it very, very easy to get it right. So pick up the shit and try it again. If you have seen somebody drop both of them in the pit at the same time, or know that's possible, please let me know in the comments. Because when I'm through with this video guide, I probably will play it through in professional, just because I enjoy professional mode. It's so much fun, because when you start the game over in professional, you keep all your gear. So while the game is way more difficult, you start from a position of having the best weapons in the game. So then it's just a matter of monitoring and kind of your inventory and your ammunition and that sort of thing. But it's definitely a lot of fun playing through a second time, because also with all your extra money, you can just buy crap loads of rocket launchers. It's fun. But I don't know if I'll be making videos of that. So I'm trying to run now. And I thought look, they are both on it. They very clearly on it, and I stunned them with a grenade. But then as soon as I ran back, one of them was taking a step back once again. I don't know if it's possible. That's the closest I come to getting both of them on it. But when I threw that grenade, they were definitely both on it. But it looks as if the flash grenade made one of them step back. How many more times I'm going to try this before I throw in the towel? I only got 8 minutes left in the video, so I probably give up either this attempt or the next one. I think fighting in the traditional way is not that hard. You just got to not let them smash you with their fists, and not let them kick you, and not let them charge you. The charge one's the only one that does a lot of damage. Yeah, good old flash grenade again. Flash grenades are secret like the most powerful weapon in the game because they do damage and they stop them in their tracks. So I love the flash grenades. Yeah, see now they're just, that guy smashed his fist down, so now they're separate. Yeah, all right. I think this is the attempt where I run all over the place a million different ways trying to get them to stand together so that I can try and drop them in, and they just do not cooperate. They literally start walking around the circle like they know what I'm doing, but they just instead like I just assume, oh, they're gonna take direct lines toward me now, and one will just start fucking around with his thumb up his ass, and the other will start walking around, and it just doesn't work. I try and try and try. Luckily, I don't take any damage while I'm doing it. But it is frustrating. Especially so now that I'm watching it after the fact. Yeah, I'm turning around. See how like that one keeps like pausing by the ladder? That's what's totally screwing it up. Yep. I mean, literally one just keeps like walking off to the side. I guess something must be in their programming to keep them from standing too close together. And actually, I remember how this ends now. Yeah, I tried the door, that didn't work, and then I tried just dropping one in and I missed, and that's when I just really started cussing and screaming and losing my fucking mind. If anyone in my family or friends ever watches these videos, they're gonna put me away in a padded cell because they're gonna see the true James. Yeah, I think this is me when I totally, I screw it up and I miss. Yep. At that point, I was just like, fuck you, you fucking piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. And whether I was cussing at the game or at myself, who can say? Perhaps a little bit of both. So, what I can promise is that this time I just roll with it and just decide to finish it up. I just got tired of being in this room. Booba dooba 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 doo. Ding a ding a ding a ding a ding. What is that from? Is that a video game or a TV show? Some movie or show, something when there was like transitioning from like one scene to another. I go, but I cannot remember the reference right now off the top of my head. I don't know why I used the flash grenade. There's no point. Yeah, the flash grenade definitely makes them take a step back. You did. And now you can use that lava to your advantage and just start blasting them. But yeah, I used the rifle a bunch on this guy and it doesn't seem to be doing fucking shit. It's also super easy to miss with this. But I get some decent shots in. Especially while the pit is still open. Makes it way easier. Yep, that's me just being fucktarded shooting the ceiling. Nothing up there, Jaime. Yeah, I believe shooting him in the head is more advantageous, but I don't know. I don't know if his body just has to take a certain amount of damage before the thing comes out of his back. But I'm assuming everyone in this game, it's better if you shoot him in the head. What am I doing? Shotgun. Yeah, now that he's close. I just got so much shotgun ammo. Definitely have a surplus of shotgun ammo. Yeah, just trying to get the thing to come out. There we go. So you have two options. When that thing comes out, you can hop up and wait for the X or A indication and start hacking. Or you can shoot the gook that's out of his back while it's exposed and vulnerable. And I take advantage of both options in this. I honestly don't know if it's possible to kill him more quickly by using a powerful gun on that shit while it's out. Because it seems like it usually takes 3 or 4 times with him bending over with the thing coming out of his back before he dies. So, but like I said, I don't know if you can get like 2 cycles in one by, sorry about the burp, by hitting it with a really, really powerful weapon while it's out. But I definitely tried that with the Magnum on this attempt because I'm just going through so much TMP ammo trying to make the thing to come out. Reload. Getting low on that ammo. It's fine. TMB is my least favorite gun, but sure seem to find a that is my inability to speak. Sure seem to find a lot of TMP ammo. You got no choice. I got no choice, as Robert De Niro once said in Raging Bull. I got no choice. So, pow, pow. Yeah, I mean, that's awesome, but clearly he didn't die, so I don't know if it was worth wasting those 2 shots or not. Run around him, do not run through him. The reason I tried running through him before is because the last game that I was playing a lot of before this was Dark Souls 1 when I was doing my walkthrough, and big giants on that, you can always run through their legs. But Dark Souls is a 2011 game, this is a 2005 game, and obviously Dark Souls is a little bit more advanced and sophisticated. It's also a totally different kind of game. It's, you know, combat RPG with swords and axes and shit. And this is a survival horror with guns and limited mobility. Yeah, so I'm switching to shotgun. Shotgun, obviously you have to be close to use it. So I'm just assuming that if he's close, he'll just go. But yeah, he kicks me. The kicks don't do much damage. That punch does a ton, and the charge does a ton. But yeah, the shotgun just isn't doing a damn bit of good on him. But at least when he kicks me, I'm out of range of the big punch. So one last time, hop up on his back, chop him up. Chop, chop, chop. Saves me ammo at least. And he's dead. Dead, dead, dead. And don't forget, you often, if you're in range, have to dodge that guy with the RT and LT, or you will just get squished. So doors open. 15,000 pesetas. Be interested to know how much, if you get anything besides money, if you kill both of them. But I would not recommend it because the amount of ammo it's going to take to kill both of them is going to basically clean you out. I don't even know if this character has enough ammunition to have killed both of them, so I had no choice. I got no choice. And yeah, had to let one of them fall through the pit. So here's the deal. This chapter is nowhere near done. There's still a long way to go, and I have not scouted ahead on my other tunes. So I don't know what's involved. That room could be a while, and that could easily be a boss. I really don't know. So just assuming that it wouldn't take 5 minutes or 10 minutes, I decided it was just not going to be worth running the risk of playing ahead. So I decided to just go ahead and call this video quits and go back and save, and then I'll play ahead on the other. On my other character, I haven't even killed those 2 giants yet. I got to them and decided to go ahead and start recording because I'm on a bit of a time schedule today because I do need to leave and go check out Mag 7 at 7 o'clock. What time is it now? I do not know. I cannot see. Can I take this fucker off full screen while I'm recording? Of course I can. It is 5:38. Okay, so I've got a little time. Enough time to edit these 2 things together and get it posted to YouTube or get it started. So it can be loading while I'm at the flick, and hopefully the flick will be good. I think it's at like 65% on Rotten Tomatoes right now, which really doesn't tell you anything because on Rotten Tomatoes, if a critic writes a rave review or if he writes an okay review, they both count as fresh or positive. Or if somebody just rips the living shit out of a movie or says, thanks but no thanks, it was alright but kind of bad, both of those count as a negative. So there's a lot of subjectivity that's not taken into account when it's certified fresh or not. And I just feel like people put so much emphasis on Rotten Tomatoes, but it's incredibly misleading because it really doesn't capture the overall opinion of all the different critics combined. At best, it's kind of like a loose guide or estimate as to what people are thinking about a flick. Although then again, like a movie like Captain America: Civil War was like 88 or 90 for a while. Like when a movie is a clear crowd-pleasing home run, Rotten Tomatoes will reflect it. Or when a movie is universally reviled, Rotten Tomatoes will reflect it. But when a movie's anywhere between like 40 and 60, you really have no idea what to expect. And I think, Max 7's at like 60 or 65 right now. So I'm just hoping for a fun ride, a pretty fun Western. All right, upgraded the Magnum, which is nice. That'll save me some bullets. And I still got some room to go on jacking up his power. I strongly recommend jacking up the Broken Butterfly to the max. Anyway, I think that is the end of this video. I've got 26 seconds left. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe. I will endeavor not to make any sound errors in the future. If you want to give me a shout on Twitter, please do so at Colbrex. And have fun playing Resident Evil 4. And thank you so much for watching.